If your wife is weaponizing sex, if she's disrespecting you in front of other people, when I'm talking about disrespect, I'm talking about, let's say she's rolling her eyes, she's kicking you from under the table, she's not letting you lead, she's taking control, and she's basically beta-tizing you, okay? And a lot of men are in terrible marriages that way, where the wife has basically taken over and has you're in a sexless marriage. And I wish I saw this video when I was married. So in this video, I'm going to go over what to do when you're in a marriage and your wife has basically been beta-tizing you. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys and the women that want to understand them. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. Woo! Let's get into this. So, I was married for 20 years, okay? Was with this person for 22 years. And the last 15 years of that marriage was basically a sexless marriage. And my then ex-wife mastered the art of weaponizing sex. Oh yeah, it was such a gradual little thing. As one thing, I'm gonna talk about more things. A gradual little thing. And then I just woke up one day and I was like, oh my God, we haven't had sex for a year and a half towards the end at one point, okay? But it wasn't just that. My ex-wife started rolling her eyes in front of people when she saw me say certain things in a group situation, or would kick me under the table, or wouldn't let me lead. At the end, okay, ultimately, all these things were my fault, but the slow degrading of myself that happened over these years, and I was completely oblivious, and I was a damn idiot to all these things. And I know many of you men watching this video right now are hurting. You're in a marriage or you're in a relationship that is in a bad state, okay? And you're looking for solutions, you're looking for answers, you're wondering, how do I win her back? How do I get out of this state that I'm in where you're hardly having any sex anymore? Anytime you ask, it's always some excuse. Like, I'm talking multiple times, right? And then you just kind of realize, wait a minute, I've asked 6 times, 8 times in the last week or last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, and it's always some new excuse, okay? Or she's mad at everything all the time. She's like always annoyed. It's like you can't do good enough. Nothing you do is enough. Nothing is good enough. It doesn't matter. Oh, you took the garbage out late. Or why didn't you put the diaper on the right way? It's just these things that just keep adding to your relationship. And then you're just like, really? Am I that terrible of a person? Am I that bad of a person? So I have some good news, and I'm going to go over the exact thing you need to do if this is happening and you're in the situation. But ultimately, guys, I want you to know that you are a good man, okay? If you're not abusing her in any way, then you're a good man. You're not perfect, but if you're helping to provide, you're helping to protect, and you're trying to lead, you're just trying to do your part. And like I said, I know you're not perfect. I wasn't perfect. I had my faults. But for whatever reason, your wife or your girlfriend has over time lost that spark and is now basically, to say this word, weaponizing sex, and is weaponizing you as a person and your emotions. Oh, she's got you like a puppet. She knows exactly how to pull your strings. And it sucks because you feel beta-tized, and yet you're a man, but you do not feel masculine at all around her. So you need to do this exact thing. But I'm going to forewarn you that this is not for the faint of heart. This is going to take a lot of strength to do this, because this is what I did in my then marriage that ended up in a divorce. And I don't wish a divorce for you, but depending on what happens as the outcome, divorce is better. And I will say this, if you're not having peace and it's just toxicity right now, then it's better to pay whatever that price is to ultimately have peace. And that price is going to be heavy, all right? It could involve your kids, your house, whatever it is. But if you don't have peace, it's going to suck your soul. It's going to suck the life out of you. But let's get into this. So how do you deal with this if you're in the situation where she's been beta-tizing you for years, okay? What do you do how do you talk about it? Okay, because I know you've tried to talk to her about it, and I know exactly how that went, but this is what you need to do exactly. And I wrote many, many notes on step by step by step on how to deal with this. Okay, so first of all, you want to choose a quiet evening when the kids are not around, if you have kids, all right? It could be during the week, could be on the weekend, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a romantic evening, but it's a quiet evening, okay? And you have dinner and maybe you have a glass of wine, all right? But you're not watching any movies yet or anything like that. You're not getting ready to relax. And you say to her that you would like to have a conversation, okay? So this is exactly how she's going to respond if you're in this situation where she's been beta-tizing you for years and weaponizing your emotions and sex. Her reaction is going to be exactly this. She's going to say, "Oh, what now?" That's right. That's how she's going to react. Let it go. She says, "Oh, what now?" And then you just say, you don't react, right? And you say, "You know, I love you, right?" This is a good phrase to say anytime you're going to bring up something. And then she's going to start to get defensive 100%. She might even look at you and roll her eyes. Again, she's mastered weaponizing your emotions, and this is how she's going to react. But don't let it get to you. Don't let it phase you, all right? You stay in the center like a cruise ship. A cruise ship only moves a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right on the ocean. They are engineered masterpieces to not move too much. And I suggest you guys to master the art of being a cruise ship when it comes to your emotions. Don't get swayed too much on either side, okay? So you look her in the eyes and you hold her hand, all right? And you say that you're both having some communication challenges and that you would like to have a conversation about that, okay? And however, even though you're doing that, you're holding her hand, you're looking at her, she's going to start to gaslight you, all right? She's going to do anything to throw you off. Maybe she will even say that you're having a little titty attack or that you're being a little bitch right now, okay? Or, we were having a good night and now you're ruining it. You see these examples of things that I'm saying? She's mastered you by now. She knows exactly how you break, how you become weak. And she just uses those things to deflect, get you off center, and avoid the topic. And it's a beta-tization technique to keep you down, okay? But remember I said, you stay in the center. So now you say, okay, well, this is what we need to do. Let's have a 30-day trial, okay? And you say this. You say, "I will pick up the slack for my part. And what I ask of you is that you start respecting me." Okay? She will, of course, start rolling her eyes again. And she will do whatever she can to emasculate you. And you say, "Look, I'm going to work on my part. I would like you to work on your part. Let's give this 30 days. And if sex is a big thing, you say, I would like to have sex 1 to twice a week, as an example, okay? Now, and then you say, do we have a deal? Now, again, you're staying centered, okay? You're not swaying back and forth. And, oh, she's going to freak out. She's going to freak out. And she's going to say, well, hell no, da, da, da. You're putting me in this situation. You're forcing me, whatever it is. Oh, yeah, I've seen this, guys. I've gone through this so many times. And it's deflection. She's mastered the weaponizing your emotions. And she's, oh, yeah, like you're in such a bad, in a bad state if it's come to that. But this, like I said, this video is how to handle this specifically. So she's going to freak out. She's going to say no. She's going to do whatever she's going to do. She's going to say whatever she's going to say. And you say, okay, I will still do my part. And let's speak again about this in 30 days. All right? And then she's, again, like I said, she's still going to be angry. And she's going to say, so I guess you're saying you want a divorce then? If this is, again, deflection. This is going to happen, right? Rolling her eyes, getting mad, deflecting you, saying, oh, we were having a good night. Now you've ruined it. Oh, I guess you want a divorce. And you say, no, I didn't say. You just, again, stay calm. You say, I did not say I want a divorce. I wanted to have this conversation. Let's give things 30 days. I'm willing to work on my part. And if you're not willing to work on your part, that's fine. Let's come back and talk about it in 30 days. Okay. And then out of the blue, you do this. You say, okay, well, that's all I wanted to say. Would you like a shot of tequila? And again, her mind, she's like, what? What the hell just happened? Okay. He's coming at me. I don't like it. And he's not getting emotional like he used to do, because I know you guys, I know you've made the mistake of getting emotional, getting upset, and you're not doing any of that. And you're like, you say, all right, so let's watch that movie, and do you want a shot of tequila? Something like that. It's to throw it off. It's just, and she might say, okay, cool, let's do it. Or she might, I said titty attack, she might be the one that now has the titty attack and says, well, you just ruined this night, and that's it. I'm going to my room, or something like this. So it's either one of two reactions. She's just going to go, okay, sure, let's watch a movie and have a shot of tequila. Or it's, you're being a jerk, you ruin the night, attack, because she's been doing that for so many years and she's used to it. But the difference this time is you haven't reacted. You've spoken very calm, very straight to the point. And let's say that other way she reacts is she just huffs and puffs and leaves, or like goes to her bedroom or something like that. So the good news about all of this that I've just said is her mind is now going, what the fuck just happened? He was calm. He was respectful. He didn't fall for my usual tricks. And he didn't say divorce. But she, in the back of her mind, is going to be very turned on by that in a strange sense. This is not like in some like torture way or anything. No, she's like, oh my God, this husband of mine, this boyfriend of mine grew some balls and is standing up for himself finally, because that's ultimately what women want. They want a guy who will be able to sit her down and say, hey, look, this isn't working good here, and is calm, not disrespectful, and certainly not falling for all the trickery that not every woman, but a lot of women will throw your way to try and throw you off balance. And you're like, nope, this is what we need to talk about. And you've said, let's talk about it in 30 days. There was no threats, none of that. You didn't say divorce. You didn't say we're breaking up, none of that. But now in her mind, she's like, wow, I'm impressed. She's not going to like it at first. And the good news, she's going to come back. She might have huffed and puffed and said, oh, you ruined the night, blah, 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 blah. And she goes off into another bedroom or something. She'll be back. I guarantee she'll be back within 10 minutes, half an hour, an hour. Maybe she won't be back. Who cares? You've spoken your piece. You've said 30 days. You didn't like what was happening. We need to talk about it, and that you're willing to do your part, okay? Because maybe your part meant you weren't taking out the trash regularly. You weren't cleaning the house and helping out, like all these things that she's complained about, okay? But the good news, like I said, is that she will now go, okay, this guy's serious, and I like this man that I once wish that he kept being the man that I fell in love with, and being the leader that I fell in love with, and having this confidence, not getting upset, and calling me out on the things that I maybe need to be called out on, but in a calm way, in a respectful way. And deep down, she'll be like, yeah, that's that masculine man that I've been wish didn't disappear over the years, and wish didn't allow me to beta-tize him and to beat him down. And look, guys, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I became a doormat towards the end. But then I broke. And this is exactly how I handled it. I had this conversation with her, and ultimately I'm divorced, because what happened is, fast forward 30 days, she forgot about it. And she certainly did not do her part, okay? And we had other conversations before that, but at the end I said, look, I'm going to do my part, and I did. And I said, well, today's the 30th day, and she had the same reaction. that I've warned you guys about. She tried to gaslight me, got mad, rolled her eyes, all this stuff. And I said, well, this is how it's going to be moving forward. And I ultimately got a place and ultimately divorced her. And you know what? My situation maybe won't be your situation. And maybe after talking about it, things will turn into, have a different reaction. Oh, there's a little fruit fly around me. Or maybe you will end up getting a divorce. But I will encourage you guys that at the end of the day, it's always better to have peace than be living in the toxic situation. And it's ultimately better to pay that price, no matter what it is, for your freedom and your peace, than being married with somebody who absolutely just can't stand you, maybe even hates you, certainly doesn't love you anymore, and is just weaponizing your emotions and weaponizing sex. All right. Hope you like this video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next time.